So let's talk about another pandemic that has existed for some time, and will probably exist until there is no longer time, space, people left. Because only at that point will it probably be able, or will we be able to cure it, because there'll be nobody to catch it. And it's called the acidness. And just like this virus that we are facing now, it has multiple, when I tell you multiple strains, it has multiple strains. Unfortunately, unlike the virus that we are dealing with right now, you can catch multiple strains of this virus simultaneously, repeatedly, if you do not inoculate yourself, vaccinate yourself. The acidness, many forms. So I think I've said this before, dumb acidness. Yes, that was my word. Dumb acidness is a strain. There's also stupid acidness. And you would say now these are the same, but no. Dumb acidness is you just don't know. And so therefore you don't know, and you didn't bother to find out or get help, so you continue to do dumb ass things. Stupid acidness is different, kind of overlapping, but stupid acidness is you just do dumb things because you don't care. You think it's your world, you think that you set the rules, and it doesn't matter whether it makes sense or not. It's what you have deemed is the correct course or path or action. You just do your own thing. It's just stupid ass. Okay. And there's also broke acidness. It's a little self-explanatory, but you can be broke in more ways than one. And usually when we say broke, we're thinking in a financial or prosperous type of scenario, but you also could be broke mentally, spiritually, because where does your true wealth come from? And if you don't develop and feed and nourish that, then yes, you will eventually go broke. There's also selfish acidness. Quite simple. Selfish ass thinking. You don't care about anything beyond your own skin. Then there's evil acidness, mean acidness, conflicted acidness. They all kind of overlap. Varying degrees of acidness there. Mean, we all know mean people just have mean spirits. Not that they're bad. They just have mean spirits. They give into the default of the mean spirit. So instead of saying, hey, how's your day going? Say, day sucks, doesn't it? Rather than giving into the light and promoting the good. Now the evil acidness. Now these are people that are just, these are the people that sit around and think about how can I ruin or manipulate your day in a negative manner. We all know at least 1, 2, maybe 5 evil-assed people. And then there's just the conflicted acidness. Usually this stems from not knowing or being in touch with oneself. Sometimes I've heard it deemed as highly conflicting or highly conflicted personality disorder would be a clinical name if we were to attach that to it. But these are the people that just, whatever you do or say, they have an anti to it. There's a conflict, and they may be in total agreement with you, but they're going to have an all the way around the block conflicting conversation based upon words and you not saying it as they would say it or emphasizing it as they would emphasize it. Just something to conflict, even though you're saying the same thing or agreeing to the same protocols or manner or way that whatever it is you're talking about should be. But they just can't help themselves. Now, how do we get beyond all of this? Well, again, just like we are vaccinating for COVID, you have to vaccinate yourself to avoid these things. And even if you are there, you can strengthen your immune system, so to speak. Because let's face it, we all have to endure BS different times, different ways. And at some point you either just endure it or you become immune to it or you don't let it, period. Meaning it exists, but it doesn't have to infiltrate yourself. We learn how not to. And this is how we vaccinate ourselves. Because becoming immune to it is not necessarily the cure. Because just as it may have once affected you, now it is bouncing off of you or surrounding you. And so if it's surrounding you, then that means it's infiltrating your surroundings, family, friends, loved ones, kids, spouse, significant other, parents. And I don't think we want it, infiltrating there either. So we have to find a way to not even let it into our atmosphere. We have to find a vitamin C, if you will. What's the new one? Elderberry. It's not new, but it's getting a lot of traction now. Elderberry. We have to, formulate our own immune boosting system of antioxidant supplements, whatever it is we're going to use. And we do this by strengthening our mind. We do this by maintaining and strengthening our spirit, our faith, dealing with our emotions, dealing with questions, not becoming the anti to any situation just because, and addressing those things that need to be addressed instead of letting them just reside in our mental state for free. Listen, this is my space. You don't get to reside here for free unless I need or want you to. This is my space. You don't get to occupy it rent-free unless I need or want you to. That being said, what kind of rent you paying? You bringing me to Assedness as payment? Or are you bringing me light? Are you bringing me positive flows? Are you bringing me opportunities, not just in a physical sense, but in a human interaction sense, in a soul intertwining sense, in a mentally stimulating sense? What are you bringing to the table? I'm not going to say I've never suffered from the Assedness, because I think we all have at some point or have been affected by it. But it's the healing of yourself and the curing of that germ, those germs, that bacteria, and the inoculation of your mind, body, and spirit to keep from being further infected is what makes the difference. It is what allows us to move forward positively without suffering from the Assedness. So again, be aware. It's highly contagious. I'm pretty sure we all right now can think of one or two people that we know that suffer from at least one strain of this virus. Help me to cure the acidness. I'm vaccinating and inoculating myself, and I'm strengthening my immune system. So if you see me exhibiting symptoms, reach out and tell me, hey man, take your vitamins. Looks like you're coming down with a case of the acidness. And if we can do that for each other, then we'll wipe this virus out and we'll all be better for it. Let's get rid of the acidness. Thoughts from the basement.